Hey guys, it's Flip, and today I'm going to show you how to adjust the skid shoes on an Ego snow blower and set them in the correct position. So this snow blower is brand new and these skid shoes have never been set, but this is going to work the same way no matter how old your machine is. But you're going to want two things. First of all, you're going to want these shoes to be set level so that your machine runs smoothly and this plastic wears out evenly. But then you're also going to want it set at the correct height so it holds the front scraper bar about 1/8 of an inch off the ground. So this is the scraper bar right here, and if you plan on using this on a smooth flat surface, what we want to do is set this so we have about 1/8 of an inch gap. If you plan on snow blowing a gravel driveway or some other rough surface like that, you're definitely going to want to set it up higher, probably in 1 inch or so you don't throw gravel. But this video is going to focus on setting it at 1/8 of an inch. So you want this at 1/8 of an inch because you don't want it right on the concrete or it's going to destroy your scraper bar pretty quickly, and it could even cause wear to your auger housing. You want that little bit of clearance so you don't catch it on every crack in transition, but you also don't want it up so high that you leave too much snow on the ground. So 1/8 of an inch is a good height. So the first thing you want to do is take the batteries out for safety since your hands are going to be around the auger. Then you want to place the snow blower on a smooth level surface, and then we're going to check the tire pressure of both tires to make sure they are set to the correct PSI and to make sure that they are equal. These have a max PSI of 20, so I set them at 17. You want them to be equal so the machine doesn't sit on a tilt. If you set the shoes first and then add air, the scraper bar will be uneven. I have several videos about leveling lawnmower decks, and this is the same basic concept. You want to make sure the tires are filled correctly before you start this process. So to set the shoes, what you need to do is loosen up these nuts right here, and to do that you need a 16mm socket. Now like I said, normally you just need to loosen these up and then move the shoes down, but in this case I'm going to take them all the way off just to show you what's going on. And I think somebody at the factory ran these on too hard. So these washers were almost driven into the shoes to where there was an imprint left once I pried them out, and I couldn't get the skid shoe to budge unless I took everything all the way off. So I think somebody just ran them on too hard in the factory. So I'm going to take these off with my impact for time's sake, but when I put them back on, I'm going to do it by hand just to make sure I don't put them back on too tight. These washers were driven all the way into the plastic as well, and I had to pry them out. Now again, you want this scraper bar to sit up about 1/8 of an inch off the ground. So to help us do that, what we're going to use is some paint sticks. Paint sticks are about 1/8 of an inch thick, so what we're going to do is set a few of these under the scraper bar, and then we'll tighten our shoes back in place. So here I'm putting 3 paint sticks under the front of the machine. You can make this work with 2 or even just 1 if you put it sideways, but I'm using 3. So the paint sticks are holding the scraper bar in place. Now what we need to do is move these shoes down to where they are sitting flush down on the ground. So normally these would just slide right down, or you could push them by hand, but since these are kind of stuck, I'm going to use a little scrap piece of wood and just kind of tap on it with a hammer. You don't want to whack that plastic skid shoe directly with a hammer or you might crack it. Or you could use a rubber mallet like this and just tap on it softly till it goes all the way down. The other side was not as stuck and I could just push it down by hand. Then you put your washers and your nuts back on, and always start these by hand so you don't cross thread them. Then I use one hand to hold it down flush with the ground, and then go ahead and tighten it up with a socket wrench with the other hand. Then do the same thing to the other side. Put your washers and your nuts back on and then tighten them down. Then you can go ahead and remove your paint sticks and the skid shoes will hold it in place. And that's it. Now you've got your skid shoes in the correct position and you're ready to get to work. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, please hit the thumbs up button for me and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.